Get out and enjoy them. Just give it a few hours here, though, because we're still feeling the chill right now. But today is the day that we get a bigger turnaround, and we don't look back from here. Currently, that we have now just dropped below 40 degrees for the first time in Atlanta this morning at 39. We won't stay there long now that the sun is up. Still some 20s in parts of the mountains, but mostly 30s near and above freezing, and certainly approaching the peak of pollen season as the pollen counts have been high or extremely high every day so far this week. But the temperatures are moving higher, and that's going to be the nice part of this. If this little taste of winter we've had the last couple of days isn't your cup of tea, well, we're going to get into the upper 60s this afternoon with sunny skies. That means we're near normal today, but we are absolutely going well beyond that into the weekend. We'll take a closer look at that weekend forecast coming up in a few minutes. Natalie?
Joanne, thank you. We are getting you out to the downtown connector. A live look at the Grady Curve. If you're headed from Langford Parkway to the Brookwood interchange, typical trip time about 16 minutes, so not bad at all. The big three, those major ones, if you're headed into town, are all yellow, and about the same. Your heaviest, though, through Alpharetta on 400, about 27 minutes from Old Milton to the top end, and your lightest through Gwinnett, 20 minutes on 85 from Highway 316 to the perimeter. Buck?
Natalie, thank you. 8:01 your time. Georgia lawmakers are taking steps to slow rising gas prices.
The House of Representatives passed a bill to temporarily suspend the state's gas tax. The move still needs to be approved by the Senate and signed by Governor Kemp before drivers will start to see the relief at the pumps.
Yeah, good days. Mark Tigner is live at a DeKalb County QT with that story. No relief at the pump there, Mark.
No, certainly not. I'm going to step out. You can take a look. A $3.89.9, and that is for a regular. And statewide, the gas prices just keep going up and up and up. AAA saying this morning the gas price is $3.76 here in Georgia. That's a 4-cent increase from yesterday alone, and $1.06 from a month ago.
Georgians need relief at the gas pump.
And that relief could be on the way. Wednesday, the Georgia House approved a temporary suspension of the state's gas tax. The move is designed to slow the spike in prices that have taken place since the U.S. and Israel began bombing Iran.
Gas prices are up about $1 that I've seen. We're going to put a suspension on the Georgia gas tax for 60 days.
If approved by the state Senate and signed into law by Governor Kemp, the bill would save drivers 34 cents a gallon.
That saves the average Georgian probably about $5 or $6 when they fill up.
Last week, Governor Kemp said he was taking a wait-and-see approach before deciding if the gas tax should be suspended.
We're just going to continue to watch the market for a few more days, and then, we'll monitor that as we go.
The move comes after Democrats pushed for a gas tax suspension, arguing the war in Iran was hurting Georgians' bottom line.
Affordability is not just a buzzword. It's something that we're really feeling right now.
Back then, Republican senators said a gas tax suspension could impact the state's coffers.
When we do these fuel tax exemptions, it's got to be backfilled in the budget.
If you want to feel a little better about these terrible high gas prices, just think about the folks in California. They are currently paying $5.61 a gallon. And if you're wondering the cheapest gas in the country, well, that'd be Oklahoma at $3.23. Reporting live from DeKalb County, I'm Mark Teichner for Good Day Atlanta.
All right, Mark, thanks for the latest on that. It's
On the tarmac at Joint Base Andrews, quote, Iran is being absolutely decimated. And this comes after the president spoke to Axios earlier, revealing that he expects the war with Iran to be ending soon, touting the ongoing success of Operation Epic Fury. But as U.S. forces keep blasting Iranian military capabilities, Iran is firing back, causing chaos for traffic on the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, so let's talk about this. Iran's new supreme leader put out his first statement since being elected a short time ago. What did he say? What have we learned from this?
Yeah, but the first thing I should note is that we did not see Iran's new supreme leader on camera. He did not give this statement himself. It was read by an Iranian news anchor. We have not seen Mojtaba Khamenei on camera since he was reportedly injured in the first round of strikes. All that to say, his first official statement as the new Ayatollah was defiant. Here are some of the things he said. He says Iran will seek revenge, not only for all of its leaders that were killed, but also for the more than 100 school children that were killed in a mistaken strike. It's believed that this was carried out on accident by the United States. That investigation is ongoing. Some other things he said the Strait of Hormuz will also remain closed until the war is over. That's not good news for the hundreds of boats that are stranded right now in that region and the billions of dollars of oil that also can't be flowing through the market right now. One last thing I want to note, he also told Iran's Gulf neighbors that he wants to restore warm relations with them, but he says they need to shut down all U.S. bases. So some pretty strong words there for our leaders here in Washington to digest.
Yeah, and certainly Americans have noticed the rise in oil prices as Iran targets oil tankers and facilities in the Gulf region. How is the U.S. responding to that?
So there was a historic announcement made yesterday by the United States along with 36 other countries that are members of the International Energy Agency. They have agreed to release 400 million barrels of oil from emergency reserves. The United States itself is going to release 172 million barrels of oil. The Energy Secretary says this will be tapped into next week. So once this oil hits the market, it should help stabilize prices, but it's just a temporary fix, Buck.
Some concerning news. The FBI in California putting out a warning that Iran could target somewhere in the state of California with drone attacks. So what do we know at this point about this assessment?
Yeah, that was some concerning news that came out yesterday. I can say that Fox News did review this FBI bulletin that was sent out to local agencies in California. And it's important to note that this information that was included in there was all unverified and unvetted. Now, that might sound odd that the FBI was sending this to local partners without, really strong information, but it's actually very common practice for the FBI to share even preliminary information with local partners just out of an abundance of caution. So all that to say, what the warning entailed is they had some initial threats that Iran was possibly going to launch drones from a boat off the coast of the United States, and they were going to be targeting California. California's governor, Gavin Newsom, says there is no imminent threat. It does not appear that this was a credible threat, so people in California can rest easy on that one.
No, certainly good news there. Rebecca Castor live for us this morning in Washington, D.C. Rebecca, thank you. We're going to dig a little bit more deeper into that. Domestic security concerns continue as a new document showed that the Iranians plan to attack on American soil or retaliate on American soil. The FBI issued that alert last month, warning local law enforcement of potential Iranian drone strikes in California. That's according to those reports that Rebecca just mentioned. The confidential alert said Iran planned to conduct a surprise attack on the West Coast, an event of U.S. military action. The FBI said in the report they received information on the potential attack in early February. And Governor Newsom says his Office of Emergency Services is working with authorities to protect the state. He's not aware of any imminent threats, and a threat assessment by the Department of Homeland Security said that while Iran, quote, probably poses a threat of targeted attacks on the U.S., a large-scale physical strike was unlikely. And President Trump said on Wednesday that he was aware of the potential threat.
Being investigated, but you have a lot of things happening, and all we can do is take them as they come. And the war itself is being prosecuted as well as anybody has ever seen, and this is other countries telling me too. Big countries, powerful countries, they said they've never seen anything like it. And they also agree with what I'm doing. They say it's an evil country, and it's been for 47 years that way.
The president went on to say that he is not worried about a possible Iranian attack on U.S. soil. The FBI alert surfaced yesterday as the U.S. and Israelis, the war there and with Iran, reached its 12th day. Speaking of that, President Trump says he plans to finish the job in Iran during remarks at Verst Logistics. That's in Kentucky. Let's take a listen to what he had to say about the war.
We don't want to leave early, do we? We got to finish the job, right? Over the past 11 days, our military has virtually destroyed